Welkom terug bij deze aflevering van Met je Ikken op pad, Voice Dialogue bij levensveranderingen. Je gaat kijken naar het tweede deel van mijn interview met Sidra Stone, een van de 2 grondleggers van de Voice Dialogue visie en de Voice Dialogue methode. Ik ben ontzettend blij dat ik in dit gesprek met haar kan praten over hoe zij kijkt naar transformatieprocessen. Wat eigenlijk het bewuste ego-proces is, wat zo'n kernbegrip is in de Voice Dialogue en hoe Voice Dialogue een bijdrage kan leveren aan mensen tijdens grote veranderingen in hun leven. Ik was zelf een groot aantal keren bij Hal en Sidra Stone in Amerika om bij hen te studeren, zelf trainingen te krijgen. En ik ben enorm onder de indruk en zeer geïnspireerd door hun werk. Maar kijk maar naar mijn tweede deel van het gesprek met Sidra, dat afgesloten wordt met een bijzondere oproep van haar. Veel kijkplezier.
Well, let's move to voice dialogue, as this is a huge part of your life. Huge, and mine. And I wonder, how would you define transformation? We can change. We go through changes, but not every change. We don't change through every change. So how would you define human transformation, growth?
Well, I would define that in voice dialogue terms.
Yeah.
Would be separating from your primaries and integrating some form of the disowned selves, and always having the sense of an aware ego process that is ever changing.
Mm-hmm.
That that's fluid. It's not, okay, I got this, and I'm never going to have to do that again. It's, oh well, this is what it is now. Right now, I'm between opposites. And I may not be in 3 minutes or right now. Right now I'm separated. It's again that sense of right now things are open for me. There's this sense of freedom, and I can move, and I can feel the selves. I literally can feel the selves. I can observe myself feeling the selves, and I have some agency in my as I have an ability to act.
Yeah.
I'm not just in an aware ego, I'm not just an aware, and I have an awareness of what I am missing. Oh, that was what I was looking for. And I know I'm not conscious of what I'm not conscious. No. Like Hal used to say, Jung used to say, the unconscious is unconscious. It is. And I don't know what I'm unconscious now about, and I hope I'll be more conscious of it tomorrow, but maybe not.
Yeah, and I think not the audience, part of my audience will know the aware ego process, but there's a big part that doesn't know. Could you describe what is an aware ego process?
It's impossible to describe. Let's start with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But basically, it's this ability to, if I think of me, it's a process, so it's not a thing. That's why it's so difficult to describe. But it's basically, here I am, say in an aware ego, and I'm between two selves. The self in me that wants to go out and to conquer the world And the self in me that would really just like take a book and sit in front of the fire and not be with anybody and just enjoy my solitude and not be bothered by anything.
Mm-hmm.
Or, and then going along with that, the part that wants to go to the party and the part that doesn't. And the part that wants to think about me first and be more self-involved, and the part of me that says, what kind of nonsense is that? I just want what I want. And it's not going to hurt anybody that much, you know? So it's like having both sides of any situation available to us, and add into that a sort of a point above that can observe these two.
The
Because
awareness.
that's the awareness or the observer or the witness. So that is observing. I am busy, with these opposites. And there is this evolving me that is able to say, okay, now I'm trying to feel into what belongs to me and what doesn't, what harmonizes with me. And and
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to, because it is so hard to describe.
Yeah,
It's me evolving.
it's me evolving.
It's as though each of us, okay, it's as though each of us has our own song. And I'll tell you the story of the song at the end, maybe. But it's as though each of us is born with our unique song or soul imprint or whatever it is. It's not a higher or lower. It just is the point of consciousness that's us. And it has a vibration.
Mm-hmm.
And being the aware ego gives us access to that.
Yeah.
So I can feel between these couple of opposites. Oh, I want to go to that party. And then, no, I want to stay home. Or I really should call so-and-so. And then on that side, well, you know what? I don't even like her that much. And she could call me. It's different selves like that, and having access to both of them. Otherwise, if we don't have an aware ego process, we go either this side I call him, or that side I don't call him. And in the middle, in the aware ego, it's, well, I did call them, but I know I didn't really want to, but we'll make it short.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sort of embracing opposites.
And how does that help people through big life changes?
Well, it can be very much saying, well, yeah, this is the way I've always dealt with things. I've always just sat down and made a list of the positives and the negatives. And then if there were more positives than negatives, I would do it. And it's going a little bit beyond that and integrating the other side that says, but you know what? This doesn't really feel good to me. Mm-hmm. This house that we're thinking of buying, yeah, it has all these things that are perfect. And yet, on the other side, when I go there, I feel bad.
Yeah.
It doesn't belong to me. So the sensible part doesn't work anymore as we evolve this in this way. We take into account the intangibles, and very frequently that makes a huge difference.
Mhm.
You know, you go ahead and you buy the house because it makes perfect sense, and you never really rest in it
Yeah.
because we don't know why, but because it's not comfortable. There's
Yeah.
something wrong with this house. And then you find out 10 years later that somebody murdered his wife there or something like that.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, that's what gave me this creepy feeling,
Oh, yeah. Oh,
you know? So you have a fluidity. Does
yeah.
that make any sense?
Absolutely. A fluidity, and also as if you grow in your capacity to listen to all what's inside you,
Yeah.
and to more and more being capable to carry the consequences of a choice that is close to your song, but still brings losses.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And I had this conversation with Karen, about how life changes, big changes in our life transform us. And we think that all these transforming periods in our life, they can be difficult. They can also be very inspiring, but they can also be hard and tough and difficult. But we grow through them, and what we gain is what you say is to have contact with more sides, to have more choice, and to be more capable to sit with your vulnerability. Would you agree
Oh,
to that?
totally.
Yeah,
Totally.
yeah,
Totally. And some people are more fortunate and have these changes without horrible traumas, and some have to go through a lot
yeah,
to get to the next step.
yeah, yeah,
But it makes us richer and fuller,
yeah. If we go,
whichever path is ours.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And it's only in looking back that
yeah,
we get to see that. Because when we're in the middle of it, it's just nice if somebody can hold the narrative of our overall story.
yeah,
And the
exactly.
older we get, the more we can.
Yeah, it's a very good point, because sometimes it's so hard to change that you can't carry it, or you can hardly carry it.
Yes.
And what is then how can we help or support, or how can voice dialogue and a facilitator then be of great comfort, support?
Yes. And that would be by helping to clarify the selves
Yeah.
that are involved, helping people to feel how many selves are involved,
Mhm.
and the complexity of it, and that, what you're giving up for this, or what you have to change because the situation just is, and there's got to be some way to get through it, and to hold the larger picture. But I feel also to help people discover their own narrative,
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
the story of their life and their changes, and just to look back. This current situation is really ghastly, but let's think about all the different parts of your life. And it's not just think of the good things, but it when you do look back, you can look at all the you can life is sort of like a meandering river.
Yeah.
And it's like you can look back and think, oh, look at that. And then there was that avalanche that came in, and the river had to change course, and you can deal with it creatively, and we can help people deal with these things creatively, make up stories about them, or literally look at their own story and write it in the third person. You know, this is.
And maybe ask themselves who was the one who helped you through this period last time.
Exactly.
Can you call upon her or him again?
Exactly.
As inner voice. Yeah.
Or is there somebody that you judge terrifically and that is totally disowned, who, if you had a little bit more of that, you could get through this?
Ah, yeah, great. Yeah. So use the disowned energy to gain more of that to come through a period of difficulties. And
Yeah.
who has that been in you that helped you through 88 years through these periods?
I really think it's the sense of curiosity, of adventure, of liking new challenges, and welcoming the possibility of figuring out how to. I think that's it. Figuring out how to deal with it. How do you figure out how to deal with getting old?
Yeah. It's so nice. If I look at your face, you told about this part in you from the very beginning. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to find out. And that very young part's still there.
Yeah.
And she will figure out how to do it.
Figure it out.
It's a life force.
Yeah.
It's a big life force. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
And getting in touch with that is just very liberating.
Yeah.
And seeing how that life force has helped you through tough times or challenging times.
Yeah. Wow.
Or concerning times like now.
That's a great gift.
Yes.
The great gift. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the audience, is there something you would really like to say to them?
Well, I would like to wish for you, for each of you, to get to hear your own song, to hear your unique song, your unique, but not special, because everybody has a unique song, but to hear your own song and to be in a position to create a life for yourself that's harmonious with that song. You know, I do love that story about singing your own song. Can I say that? Can I tell that story?
Please.
Because I don't know if it's true. I don't know where it's from. If I've been told that it was in Africa, that it was a tribe in Africa that had this as their way of being in life. And it would start at the beginning of life. It would start when a woman first discovers she's pregnant. And all the women of the community would go out one night and make a big fire and gather around the fire, and then gather around the woman, the pregnant woman, and they would sit quietly and wait, and they would wait and wait until they heard the song of the unborn child. And when they heard the song of the unborn child, they would go back to their homes and each know it, and the woman, the pregnant woman, would know her song. And then when that child was born, the time came for the child to be born, the women in the village would again gather around this woman, and they would sing the song of the child to the child as it was born. So it would come into this life knowing its song, hearing its song. And then during a lifetime, if that child started straying or behaving badly, it wasn't punished. The women would gather around it, the whole town would gather around it, and would sing to the child its song, or this young person its song, until until the child heard it and could sing it again.
Mm.
And then everything would work well. And then, of course, at the end of life, when it was time to leave this life, the whole town would gather round and they would sing that consciousness, that person out. And they would be, he or she, and that person. And they, I like the these better these days. And they would leave this world hearing their song. And my wish for everybody watching this would be for you to learn to live life each day hearing your own song and have a life that is harmonizing with it. Particularly in times of huge change, like right now, where there's just so much that is disconcerting. That is, the initial meaning of that word is a lack of harmony with your inner being, with your own song.
What a wonderful wish. What a wonderful wish. Thank you very much, Sidra. I think this is a beautiful way to end our conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think so?
I think so. I would like to give that as a gift to everyone. It was gifted to me by who knows what.
Yeah. So nice talking to you.
So nice.
It's a joy.
Yes, so nice being with you. Thank you so much for giving me this chance.
You are very welcome. And thank you so much for giving me this chance.
Dankjewel voor het luisteren of het kijken. Wil je ook de volgende afleveringen meemaken? Abonneer je dan op ons YouTube-kanaal. Heb je interesse in opleidingen op het gebied van Voice Dialogue? Kijk dan eens op onze website van de Voice Dialogue Academie. www.voicedialogue-academie.nl. Dankjewel en tot horens.